Adesua Oyenuko a lot. I grew up watching her. I like that name, Adesua. Thanks, Oscar, for remixing my name a couple of times today. My name is Adeshewa Josh, and I'll be hosting the set of people I'm about to call upstage now to talk. I believe in the word epitome, the word of mouth epitome. And we are speaking to as many people around the world right now, listening to us. That young 16-year-old right in front of a television, wondering how best they can be their best and contribute to the change that is about to happen. We are at the very tipping point, the right push in the right places, and the change we so desire will come. These young men have been change agents in their fields. And I hope to that also, that young lady who doesn't even have her tuition fee for the next academic session, something will be stirred up inside of you as they speak, and you will know it goes beyond the present situation of yours. First, I'd like to bring up stage right now Yinka Gbadebo. He is a national president, National Association of Nigerian Students. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Also, I'll bring up stage Dayo Israel. He's a motivational speaker and a business executive and a friend of mine. Please put your hands together. Also, I'd like to bring up Dr. Orekunrin. She's the founder of Flying Doctors and World Economic Forum Young Global Leader. And last but not the least, Wale Ajani, President, Nigerian Youth Council. And the conversation starts again right now. Okay, now let's start. You know, they say that Nigeria has a population of young people that is over 50%. And research shows that more than half of that population are not very literate. Now, what kind of change can you stir up when you have just about 20% of us, including all of us in this room, who are actually indeed educated? I'm going to direct that question to Yinka Gbadebo. You are the national president of the National Association of Nigerian Students. What is the future of education in this country? Okay. All right, just a minute. Would need a mic for you so that you can move on.
And justice that is left after many years of misrule. I am a good man. I am an incorruptible lawman. I am a dignified citizen. I am a good neighbor. I belong to a generation of men who trade honestly for a living, men who grind for posterity in their spare time. I am a free election. I am a fair electoral commission. I am a custodian of Nigeria's future.
We stand as a people.
This is a fantastic initiative. There's nothing as important as the power of words and voices from former past leaders in the UK and in the US. Even Barack Obama have used their voices and words to change the world. Now, this morning I'm already feeling very reflective. I've been listening to all the speakers who spoke earlier, from Kunle Shoyin, Maya Tafo, and the others. And then Timi has just rendered a song, and feeling very emotional, very passionate about Nigeria, and thinking, where are we going? What are we going to do? Now, talking about education, that is one of the first places that we need to start. I'm very scriptural. I'm a Christian, and I find a lot of my inspiration from the Word of God. And there's one verse I love so much that says that my people are destroyed because they lack knowledge. The ignorance of, it's not just class education. The knowledge of what to do and how to do it is what is killing us in Nigeria. There are a lot of people are educated. Go to Ekiti, a lot of professors. All over Nigeria, people have education. They go to school. Now, you don't need a formal education to become a revolutionary. You don't need a formal education to make a change, because many of those who made a change in our history, even in Nigeria, did not go to school. Our founding fathers, before the Awolowos came, before we have amalgamated, most of our ancestors didn't have the privilege of having a formal education. Right. No, but everybody, even the literate on the street, knows that our roads are bad. They know that there's poverty in the land.
Okay.
So there's that knowledge that education does not need to tell you.
A round of applause. Thank you. Now, let me get back to you. You were trying to tell us the other time that you're actually representing Mr. Yinka Gbadebo. I was asking a question about, what we can really achieve without people knowing what they're supposed to know, since they say information is power.
Yeah. Firstly, thank you, Adesha. Firstly, I'll say, what is education? Education transcends just going to the classroom. Because ordinarily, I feel, at your own personal level, what have you done to educate yourself? Because ordinarily, to me, the problem in the education sector has to do with everybody, actually. Because on your own personal level, you could go get information. Because I believe it's that information, that is the education. Let me now come to the education system in Nigeria. There has been a whole lot of, transformation now. And I want to commend what ASU actually did. Actually, by, bringing out demands that do this, holding the government to ransom. And I believe from what, the government has also done, it shows that at least there is hope in the education sector. But beyond that, I think students on their own, should learn to educate themselves, because you have to be educated, informed, and participatory. That's when you know your right in every society. Someone cannot just come and tell you. Someone cannot just come and tell you something that is not. At least if you know that, fine. I think I've, read through all this. Like you said, in Ekiti, you see several professors, but how has that transformed the state?
All right.
So I think it's not about lamenting, because I think people keep lamenting. There should be a way forward. We should learn to educate ourselves. Like what Arun said. He said, before you can transform a society, you have to transform yourself first. After you have been transformed, that's when you can transform society.
All right, let me move on quickly. But let me go to Wale Ajani. He's the president of Nigerian Youth Council. Mr. Onweke mentioned, some of the problems they're having, the pension scam, how to properly engage, government, and all of the things he spoke about, which is a serious issue that we do have right now. All right, going forward, if we are going to have a serious interaction between the government and the youth that we have now, how best can we merge? How best can we, speak to one another and make sure we understand one another?
I think the first thing is the foundation. I think the first thing is the foundation. Most of us young people, we always like to be neutral. Most especially why we want to elect our leaders. We feel that joining politics or being part of a political process is like you are selling your integrity or what have you. And I don't believe, because if you are neutral, then a non-entity will govern you. And that is what we are seeing in Nigeria today.
But what if Nigeria does not, to a very large extent, I'm a young person and I'm not benefiting from whatsoever Nigeria stands for? How do you make me become a participant in the community?
During the last electioneering process, some of us in this room, we came out, there is RSVP, there is Live Up, there is all sorts of things. But the question we are asking ourselves now is that after that, what follows? After electing that president, what follows? Because democracy is good, truly. The majority will have their way and the minority will have their say. But the point is that, is it all the time we must go on the streets? Is it is the solution to Nigeria? Is it